Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Donna. Today's video is part of the Alphabet Inspiration Card Challenge, and today's letter is the letter J. So I have chosen Jack-o'-lantern for my card today. This is a quick and simple card. I really enjoyed doing it, and I think it would be very easy to mass produce this. Just a little bit of simple masking and we're good to go. Okay, so to start you're going to need the cardstock. I wanted to actually have a pumpkin pie base, but I ran out of that color. So I'm using Early Espresso as my card base. It's going to be 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 to form our top folding card. You're going to need 2 pieces of Whisper White, which is 5 1/4 by 4. One's for the inside, one's going to be for the front. And then I used a piece of DSP just to mat the front. This is very old. This is probably from a couple years ago, but anything would work at all. And you don't even really need it if you don't want. This is the mat here. You can barely see it. Just add a little bit of dimension to it. Okay, we're going to start with the card front, and we're using the Harvest Hello set. For this one, because we're going to use the pumpkin out of there and the leaf and a couple of little things. I already have what I need on my block. I have the pumpkin, I have the sentiment, the little twirly thing, the stem, the face, and I think that's probably, oh no, and the leaf we need as well. I also need because I am kind of masking it right here, you could just, when you stamp the first one, just kind of cover it up a little bit with Post-it tape, which I might end up doing. I actually punched out of the Post-it, you know, these little things that have the sticky all the way through the back of it. Post-it notes that have the sticky everywhere. I actually punched one out using the coordinating punch. It fits, but it's bigger than the pumpkin, so I'll show you how I did that just to make sure it was masked. It was just easier doing that than for me cutting it out. Okay, so we're going to start with some memento, and we're just going to stamp the one that, because I am masking, the one I'm going to stamp first is going to be the one that's going to be in the front, in the forefront. I kind of just want it in the center. I might have to stand up for this because I don't want to get too close to the camera. There, right about there. Okay, now we want 2 off to the side. I'm going to stamp the stem and the leaves first though, just so I can have placement correctly. The stem, the little curly Q, or vine, I'm not even really sure what this thing's supposed to be. And then a leaf. And now I want the pumpkins off the either side, like about there. So this is where my little mask comes in. Obviously if I put it right on top, it's going to be too far away because there is a white border. So all I did was I just kind of forced it. I'm going to stamp this side first. Just forced it along the edge there, right? I'm not stamping anything down here, so I didn't really care. And then we'll just have to move it for the other side. I want it a little bit further up, but not over the edge. And then we'll remove the mask, and we're going to move the mask over to this side. And try to line it up kind of even with the other one. I don't want to go over the leaf though, if I could help it. And there we go. I'm just going to stamp the stems on the other 2 now, and then the leaves and the curly things. That one didn't stamp very well, but that's okay. Then the leaf. Do I want it going the same way? Yeah, maybe I better. No, I think I want it going this way. We'll put it off the side this time, the other side. Okay, and then the twirly thing on both of them. And I might as well, while we're at it, stamp out the hay pumpkin. I'm not sure how straight this is on my blog, so it's not too bad. And there we go. Okay, so that's all the stamping we need, because I'm actually not going to stamp anything on the inside of my card. It's just going to be plain. It would have been better if I had pushed it over just a little bit. Like this one's more in the center, but it's a little bit awkward when you're above. I'm trying to not get the top of my head in the camera. We're going to stamp the face. I was going to do it after I did the coloring, but that's okay. We don't really need to, because these are Memento is a Copic friendly or alcohol ink friendly ink. We're going to be using the blends, which is an alcohol ink marker, similar to the Copics. And there's my 3 jack-o'-lanterns. Now we're going to do some coloring. I'm using the blends. As I said, I'm using the pumpkin pie and the light and dark. I'm using Old Olive for the leaf and light and dark. And then I'm just using the dark soft suede just for the stem. Just want to make sure that's completely dry before I start, or else it will bleed a little bit. Now I'm just going to speed through this, but I'll just show you what I did. What I did to start this is I just put a little bit of the dark along the edge of the pumpkin. Along both edges. I am not an artist, so I'm not trying to even, I'm not even pretending that I know how to color, how to draw. I just do what works for me. And then for the center, I want a little bit lighter, but I'm going to do kind of a tip-to-tip type technique, so that, oh, there we go, so that I can get kind of like a third color. So I'm just going to wipe on some of that ink from the darker to the lighter, and then just twirl it on, and you can see it's almost the same color, and then it'll go lighter. This kind of gives it a mid-tone. And then I'll slowly go back to its original color. So it's almost like having 3 colors in there. And I'm going to do the other side. This works when it's a bigger piece like this. I don't bother doing it for smaller, like, images. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do the other 2 pumpkins, and then as well as the leaves. Now the leaves, I did the same. I always start with dark. I don't know why. I know people have their preference. I start with the dark, or the darkest area. So I would go, because I don't really understand the whole light source thing, I just go where I think it should be some darker shading, just so that the images don't look too coloring book like. And then I just take the lighter color and kind of go in a circular motion to try to bring out some of the, or shade out some of the darker color. To me, it's a card. It's not going to go on anybody's wall. Mind you, you can if you want. Okay, and then I'm just going to do the stem in the one color of the soft suede. And then I'll be back when this is all completed. Okay, so there's the card all colored in. I just did want to mention though that if you're having a problem doing the tip to tip, it's easier to let gravity do its job and keep the lighter color. I always had the lighter color with the darker color on top, and if you kind of tip it so the dark is facing downwards, gravity might help you transfer some of that color to your other marker. Okay, now on my prototype I did use Wink of Stella, and I think it makes it look really shimmery and shiny, but my Wink of Stella is almost completely dead, so I'm not gonna do that on this card. However, we are gonna add some of the little speckles in the background, and how I did that is I used a block and early espresso. Usually I use my fan brush for this, but I don't know where it is. Just gonna stamp some ink onto the block. Spray a little bit of water on my block, and I'm using just this normal round brush, and I have, oops, that's kind of too much water I think, but I'm just gonna test it and see how it looks there. Bring my piece in, and then I'm just gonna flick. Oops, I don't want any big gobs. I didn't really want that. Too much water, too much water. But you get the point. I've had some paper towel, which I don't. So we'll just use this because I don't want those pieces so big. So the more water or more liquidy it is, the bigger the drops are going to be. As you can tell, this one had little sprinkles, and I kind of, well, they both look fine, but I kind of like this one better. And then, so that would be the card base. So how I finished off this card, I took that, I attached it to my mat, attached the mat to the card, and then attached, obviously just put that in the front, and I did not add anything to the front. I also, before I actually attached this piece to this, I just twirled some twine around, did a little bow, and then added some gems. Now these gems are, that's the twine I used, and the gems, oh, where'd I put them? And these are the little gems that I used just around the different spots. Okay, so that's our J card for the Alphabet Inspiration Card Challenge. I love this. I absolutely love this Harvest Hellos set. Here, I was trying not to get this covered in crap, but I did. I love this Harvest Hellos set because of the apple. I bought it because of the apple. It does have the coordinating punch with it, but it was really nice to be able to use it as a pumpkin as well for the fall. Okay, so thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell icon if you'd like to be notified each time I upload a new video. Thanks for watching. Oh, and don't forget to post your creations over at our Facebook group, the Alphabet Inspiration Card Challenge. The link will be in the comments or the description below. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Please subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified each time I upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and stay safe.